Welcome everybody to the Bunch of Goofs podcast. Here's our host, Agent Fasha Gamer, and his co-hosts, Odacia and Hey I'm Chef. And together they are the Bunch of Goofs.
Well, hey there, everybody. I just wanted to remind y'all that Bunch of Goofs is recorded in front of a live audience during a live cast on Twitch.
I don't know why we're going taint to taint.
His ISP is screwing him over.
That has nothing to do with taint to taint, though.
Taint to taint contact is something very different.
Not what I was talking about. I said kicking.
Well, that's not what we were talking about.
Whoops.
Alrighty then.
Congratulations. Welcome to Bunch of Goofs.
Welcome everybody to the Bunch of Goofs, our standard fucking chaotic intro.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that fucking TikTok to go on there. Fucking taint to taint contact.
Oh god. That's definitely gonna be in there. That's definitely gonna be a highlight.
I'm gonna delete that one when I see it.
Oh, hey, what's
Dude,
up?
you can tag me all you want in that. I'll fucking laugh my ass off.
All right, everybody.
Anyway.
Welcome. Pimp Gremlin, thank you so much for being here. Okada, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of y'all for being on our Bunch of Goofs livecast podcast. And, of course, there will be limited interaction with y'all here on TikTok, but I do appreciate y'all being here. And, of course, if you do want to join in on the fun, come join us on Twitch at Asian Fudge Gamer. Same spelling as my TikTok tag. Link is in the bio. That way you could join the conversation today and be part of the fun. Because today's subject is cons. And one of our goofs actually went to a
Taint
con.
to taint contact.
We're not talking about taint to taint contact, goddammit. We just did that. We already went over that.
Actually, yes, basically. That's part of what I want to talk about.
Wait a minute, what? Wait, what? How does cons go into what? What con did you go to?
A Japanese video games con.
And that had taint to taint contact.
He went to a hentai con.
Almost.
All right.
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna get okay. Are you a chef? I have a question. Have you ever done this with the convention before? Because
Taint to taint contact? No.
No.
Oh my god, this is going to be constantly what we're going to bring up this entire fucking podcast.
Anyway, have I done one at a con? Because I've been to a few.
Thursday at 9 a.m. My wife gets a text from her cousin going, "Hey, you want to go to Colossicon with us? With me?" Okay.
No.
So 6 p.m. Friday, we're going to Colossicon, and somehow all three of us managed to get into a costume.
No. So, my con experience is mostly rotating around the fucking Mandos. So our shit is planned.
I will say, not having a proper plan for a con is a dumb idea.
I don't know. It sounds pretty fucking fun, actually.
Well, part of the problem was we were only there for a few hours.
Honestly, every con I've ever been to, we've never really had a plan.
Yeah, well, this is actually 8 years after we went the first time, and the first time they have different events and everything going on all over the place, and we kind of planned out our day around which ones we wanted to go to.
Panels, all that fun stuff, yeah.
We didn't go to any of it because we didn't know what the heck was going on.
Wait,
Most
you guys
of the
didn't
cons
get like a
nowadays have
program?
apps that you can download?
By the time we got there, we're just going to walk around. We didn't really have the time, and the stuff they did have while we were there, we didn't want to go see.
Okay. I mean, still, just to be clear, you was MegaCon? What was it again?
Colossicon.
And this was an anime con, right?
Anime and Japanese video games.
Okay, anime and Japanese video games.
Was it is
Also,
Colossicon?
the crazy crap you want to dress up in. There were Jedi. There was actually that's from an anime. Yeah, there's a bunch of random stuff. There's a Mando.
All right.
Is Colossicon a fan expo event?
I have no idea.
Well,
Usually it's the logo, and then really small underneath says Fan Expo.
well, the starting question, well, the real question is, how many days was the expo?
The con was, I believe, 3 days,
Okay.
and it's a year, and they actually have 4 locations. This is just around us. Is the first.
All right, so this probably seems like a sponsored con rather than a fan
I
con.
just pulled up.
Oh no, this isn't
Make-
fan made. This is somebody doing it.
29 through June 20 through June 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Well, no,
you guys
there's
are
two
seeing
different
the-
types of cons that usually go around. There's fan cons, which are not sponsored events, and then there's sponsored event cons, which are the bigger ones, like Anime Expo versus what is it? Anime
Fan
High Day.
Expo.
Yeah. Or
yeah,
Anime
it's
Day over
bigger.
in Long Beach.
Like,
No,
you remember how I told you I met Johnny Young Bosch?
Yeah.
That was Colossicon 2016.
Yeah, this is a pretty big one. It's I don't see who actually put it on, but I mean it's a trademarked name and everything. It's in
Okay, so it's
the
definitely a
Midwest.
sponsored
Are
event.
their own. I think Colossicon is its own thing.
Right. That doesn't mean that it's not a sponsored event.
I
It's
mean,
still a
shit, they
spot.
have after hours.
Yeah. When it comes to cons, it's either an independent con or a corporate con.
Right, but I'm
Colossicon
not. What I'm
seems like it's a corporate con.
like I said, I'm trying to look now. I'm not seeing any of the major. I mean, it's a big event, so it has to have a major backer, but I'm not seeing any of the major.
I actually
Corporations.
think it's one of those. It grew. Like, it started here in Ohio, and it just got bigger.
Well, yeah, I
Right.
mean
That's how
like-
all cons go. That's not what we're
every
talking
con.
about.
Usually, there's you. Yeah, I'm just saying what we're saying is usually there's a big company backer just to have it, but like their sponsor is Blick Art Materials, Arta Wigs, Furraware,
Those all sound like
but
third
I'm not
party.
seeing like Anime Expo or Fan Expo or.
Huh. Maybe they are independent. Who knows? Let's see.
But I mean, it is a fairly. They might be independent, but they're a fairly big con, which would be very surprising considering for its size, for
That's
it
a little
still to be
unusual.
independent.
Yeah.
More
Let's
power
see.
to them.
Hey, Absolute Zero, how are you? Thank you so much for being
They
here. We
have
appreciate it.
4 locations. They do Ohio, Texas,
Right. It's the
Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
locations don't help. We're looking for the actual corporate
Yeah.
name of whoever actually
Well,
sponsors
no,
the
no,
event.
like they're all Colossicons.
No,
That's-
it's
that's-
all Colossicon.
Yeah, they have different Colossicons in different locations. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not seeing any of the usual major backers, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
This is the badge.
Yeah,
Yeah. Standard anime expo
I just
badge.
wanted to show you it was cool. Oh no, I just wanted to show it off because it was cool. And my wife was kind enough to get it for me.
Oh god, Chef. Are you grabbing your lanyards, all of them?
no, not all of them.
Remember, I used to have a shit ton of them. All they were all
Hey,
lost, but
Pasha, report from my wife. Me and Chef are quiet. You are loud.
oh,
Okay, so like this is the MegaCon badge from 2 years ago or 3 years ago. In the like the fine print, then it literally says the not so small fine print.
Mhm.
It literally says, acceptance of this badge constitutes an agreement to follow Fan Expo headquarters, which Fan Expo is the company that backs MegaCon. That's what we were trying to figure out.
Oh yeah.
There we
And
go.
that's why I said I actually. And as I say, I think Colossicon is just Colossicon.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have any major backers. Which, like I said, for it being as big as it is and having multiple locations, that's actually more power to them for not selling out to one of the standard con goers.
You guys want to see something I've been itching to show you?
That's a different stream, dude.
Yeah.
I just want to show you my sword.
Once again, wrong channel, buddy. You got a master sword. Right on.
We're going with swords.
It's foam because the metal one was way too much money.
Yeah, and plus the metal ones you're not allowed to carry around with you at most cons.
Actually,
anyway.
you could.
Yeah. Well,
See, most cons they make you either leave it in the box or zip tie their scabbard.
Oh, you can't take them out of the sheath.
Yeah, so they'll do a safety tie on it. That's how they do. That's how they always do it. That's a standard. So it's not not anything special that they allow you to walk around with the sword.
They always try to get all of us Mandos on, oh, your weapons aren't checked, and we all just pull out our exhibitor badges. They're like, oh, okay, have fun.
Right.
Like, you have no idea the amount of shit that I have gotten into cons because exhibitor badges.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I got lucky because when I went to Anime Expo, when I regularly used to go to Anime Expo, and one, I would either have a vendor badge because I was selling, or two, I would be just going, but the security never really gave a shit. The moment that after you get past the security desk and you got your safety ties, you can break them off and no one gave a fuck.
It depends upon the security guard. It depends upon the area that you're going into most times. But yeah, no, I mean, if you got an exhibitor badge or a vendor badge, they don't give a shit.
No.
I think it also has to do with whether or not you're flailing it around like an idiot.
Yes.
No, they a lot of the major cons here, or even the smaller cons, even though we have the exhibitor badges, we don't have them out and about. We tuck them into our armor and everything like that. They'll stop us on the con floor because they don't see the zip tie or the little fucking, not wire tie, but the shit that they use to tie off on stakes for marking power lines and shit.
And Recap Gaming,
That,
we have that, for that cheer. Appreciate it.
No. I have another question for Chef.
Okay.
It might just be the fact that it was anime, but oh my god, I literally see less flesh going to a bikini contest at the beach.
Yeah, and that's not just, because it is anime. That's at every con. Let me put it this way: at MegaCon this year, there was a chick walking around as Slave Leia, and you could tell she was not wearing underwear underneath the loin flaps.
Oh, when I used to go to Anime Expo back in the day, there was probably at least 7 different cosplay competitions, and most of them ended with a wet t-shirt contest.
Yep. The wet t-shirt contest doesn't really happen anymore.
No.
It's not PC.
Let's see. That seems more like a location thing than a con thing. Yeah, that probably is. I mean, well, I mean, like the wet t-shirt thing, yes, because that was a California thing. But the showing skin and I mean, just look at your general anime or like characters in most media that are female, that are accentuated. Sex sells in media. So that's one of the things is more often than not, that's what you see is one sex sells. So often than not, a lot of those cons, you're going to see pretty much a bunch of Jessica Nigiri wannabes.
But Faja, I'm not kidding. It wasn't just, it was half and half, even split.
Oh yeah. I know. I got
What's really funny is the lovely couple where they were both man and woman, both dressed as a Sailor Scout.
Oh, that's not even that uncommon.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a dude that goes around to the cons here in Florida. He has a pink Mando helmet, wearing a white and pink maid outfit with a phone in the T part of the visor that's showing like hentai and cat ears on the helmet.
Yep, that's just
he is the maid Mando.
That's just con regular though, you know, because there's also
like
There's in California cons, who's a regular is Manfei. And it Manfei one is actual. I know him. He's a personal friend. I'm not gonna say his real name. You'll find it on the wiki if you look him up. But Manfei was a regular, and it's literally Faye from Cowboy Bebop in all of her true glory, and hairy legs and all.
What's funny is the most revealing outfit. Like, if it was on a girl, I don't even think it was a guy wearing one of those female bondage outfits made of straps.
Yeah,
sounds about
right. It's like, and it was just like
probably one of
the entertaining because it was just like nobody cared. I'm like, is this? That's why I wanted to ask you guys because like, is this normal at conventions now?
Yeah,
it's very different than it was 8 years ago.
Shit, when I was at MegaCon this year,
normal in conventions since conventions started.
Yeah, when I went to MegaCon this year, there was a dude dressed as Lilu from Fifth Element, the white straps and all.
Damn.
Let me guess, it wasn't a bodysuit, was it?
No.
Yeah. And I also say that, like I say that that's a regular thing, having been going to cons since 2012. Now, let's see. Jaden Clear here asks for a positive affirmation. So, for you, my friend, remember the number one thing is remember that, especially nowadays, especially for this month, your mental health is important. Everyone's mental health is important and it should be considered, even though some people don't regularly consider it like they fucking should. Yeah, it's a fucking call out to you, you jackass. So remember,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to take time. And there's nothing wrong with needing help and reaching out. All right?
Chef.
Huh? I did nothing.
No, you no. This you listen. You listen. You listen.
And then
oh, here's another funny story. Ready?
Okay.
Have either of you seen the anime where the main character is a vending machine?
No, but one of my favorite animes, one of the main characters is a robot with a broken monitor for a head.
But well,
okay, well that's Fun Cooley.
Yes,
but
so there's actually an anime that's out there. It's an older anime. It's based off of cosplay, and one of me and my friend's favorite sayings comes from that because one of the characters, she's a teacher, and she shows up in the weirdest cosplays, right? One of the cosplays she shows up in to be able to peep on people is she shows up as a wall. And the entire time anybody talks to her, she just goes, "I'm a wall."
Okay. That aside, I want to hear about the vending machine anime.
Well, the anime, it's on Crunchyroll. You just type it vending machine, you'll find it.
Okay.
I watched it and I thought it was a good anime. This guy's sitting there and we thought it was a decoration.
Yeah.
And my wife's cousin was like, what the heck? I was like, oh, this is Boxo from reincarnated as a vending machine. She's like, what?
Boxo?
Actually, I didn't remember his name. I was like, this is a vending machine. I can't remember his name. All of a sudden, the hand comes out with glow sticks. And the guy comes out, we're talking to him. Key information. My wife's cousin is dressed went to the con as a furry and she has her mask on right now. Okay, that'll be important later. And I'm talking and he's like, yeah, I was like, what's the name of the character? He's like, it's Boxo. The character's called Boxo. And he was tickled pink that I knew the anime. And what he did was he took all of his Colossicon badges and hung them up like they were the items for sale in the screen.
Oh, that's fucking cool. Great.
So the icing on the top of this cake is that we show this picture because I took a picture of it. I believe I actually shared it in images.
Probably.
That was that guy's cosplay of Boxo, the big square. That was him as a very accurate Boxo.
I can't change screens because then it'll fuck with our screens on here.
But we get home, we get to my wife's cousins, and we're talking to my wife's aunt, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah, you did.
a friend of the family went to Colossicon as a vending machine."
Oh well, shit. Small world.
She didn't recognize him because it'd been a while, and he didn't recognize her because she was wearing her furry mask.
Nice.
That's funny.
Well,
But yeah, it's in there, Alan. So after BOG, go look. It's actually a really good cosplay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love
like
those
this guy was.
ones.
We thought it was an official decoration.
I really want to do an awesome mode cosplay.
Really? You want Asimo?
Yeah. Please tell me you know what that's from.
Oh yes. Oh, a fucking yes.
Scanning for. For those of you who don't know,
talking about.
It's from South. What? Oh, Absolute Zero is talking about what we were talking about earlier. But yes, it does suck that, people enjoying themselves and expressing themselves leads into, just because they're wearing revealing outfits doesn't mean they want you to touch them or be creepy. That just
now,
should be a given.
I will say, as a cosplayer that goes to cons, the one sentiment that I do not agree with that's becoming a fad nowadays is always asking the person to take the picture. Like, if you see somebody walking across a con floor, you can take a picture as they're walking. But apparently now people are getting irritated and like causing confrontations because people aren't stopping and asking them to take a picture, so they can't give them their social media to tag them. Because cosplay is now mainstream and everybody wants recognition.
Well, that and every cosplayer out there is trying to be a content creator on top of it, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just like, okay,
I
fine,
will
but
say, I heard that sentiment and that rule about like 5 or 6 years ago from Adam Savage.
Yeah, it's starting to actually, like, people are getting in violent confrontations about it, like thrown out of cons and shit.
Now, keep in mind though, it is part and due to the problem that people are using photos out and like video footage out of context for stupid ass shit.
Yeah,
but that's only a small part of the problem because it just grew into something so much worse that it wasn't about.
Also, my question is, are people like me? I said hi, started talking with them, and then I asked.
Yeah, I mean, there's also photographers at cons, especially like some of them are paid ones for promotions and stuff like that. They're taking dynamic shots, so they're taking shots of people walking past and things like that to promote the con for next year and things like that, or for their own portfolio because it's an artful picture. But within that,
yeah, actually,
just because people are walking by doesn't necessarily mean that you should need a permission for that because honestly, by law, the standard of privacy stops the moment
if you're in a public place.
Yeah.
Also, I guess I don't know. I guess I did not see a single person who had a problem posing with somebody else.
No, it's not the posing that's the problem.
No,
it's like somebody's taking a picture. By. Or if somebody's posing with somebody to take a picture and you walk up and take a picture of them and then walk off. That's what people are like, you can't do that. You have to ask me for a picture.
And it's like, unless, of course, you're asking people to pay you for these pictures or you're getting paid for these pictures, which in that regard, you should be at a booth. I see no issues.
Yeah.
Like, unless if the person is not there taking panty pictures or being fucking creepy, why are you getting all upset about it? Because you're out there trying to make attention to yourself. It's
because, like you said, people are trying to make this into a content creation career and stuff because people like Jessica Nagiri and, was it Kanumi cosplay and, all these others that have made, livings off of it. And everybody's like, oh, I can do that. And they think that, just like people with TikToks that have like 5,000 viewers. I'm an influencer.
No. You're
There
someone
was
who wants to be a content creator and you're working on it, but that doesn't mean that you instantly even then that doesn't mean you're more important than anybody else.
uh, there was one content creator there that I thought was awesome. It was the dice rolling dog.
Wait, there's a
I
dice
know who you're
rolling
talking about.
dog?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, I need
it's
to look this up. I need to find the dice rolling dog.
he's the owner is actually pretty fucking funny with it too.
Oh, she's one of the nicest people I've talked to. She was really nice. She was very. This woman just has a great personality for doing content because she's patient and kind, and you can just tell she gusses about her dog.
She loves her dog. Her dice rolling dog. That's
Yeah,
fucking
and I
awesome.
mean it's always the funniest damn scenarios too.
It was freaking
Oh,
awesome. I bet. I'm
you
kind of
know
jealous
those
that you got to see that in person.
you know that ribbon. You know those ribbons you attach to your badge. That
Mhm.
some of these concepts. Yeah, if you beat no charge, one person in a group, probably more if you wanted to, could roll a dice against the dog. Highest roll wins. If you won, you got one of those things for free.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you posted that you lost to a dog at Colossicon and came back the following day, she'd give you one for free.
That's awesome. See, that's promoting and also networking right.
And she had
Oh
a
yeah.
booth.
And honestly, in regards to like what Absolute Zero here said, that yeah, no, it's about context and nuance. Don't go up to somebody who's fucking taking a break, eating some food, and stick a camera in their face. That's just, a fucking dickbag move to do. But
Yeah,
ultimately,
I mean,
another thing to consider when it comes to like being wanting to be an influencer as a cosplayer, you need to do it in the right space, in the right place, at the right time. You can't just expect
yeah.
everybody who's taking a picture of you to suddenly be like, I'm gonna help you with your business.
I'm glad I didn't see any of that, or at least paid any attention. Like the only time I think I would ever go up to any human being eating food is if I couldn't find the food area and I was hungry.
And they had exactly what
So
you
the
wanted to
only
eat.
yeah,
I don't
the
care if
only
it's exactly what it's like. Where's the food? I need any food. I'm starving because we kind of missed dinner
yeah.
getting to this con. So luckily we found the food. But it was like, if this takes any longer, I'm going to find somebody snacking and ask them where they got it.
Or just take their food while you want.
The only time that I approach any cosplayer in the like food area and stuff like that is if they're just sitting there. And I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture? If you're taking a break, don't worry about it. I'll find you on the floor somewhere else." Cuz I'm usually in some sort of Star Wars getup too, so it's like one of those things of like
And
I know how it is.
and honestly, from knowing the con environment, that's something that's appreciated. If someone is eating, they don't mind if you come up and ask them. It's as long as you ask.
Well, see if they're actively eating, I won't bother them. But if they're just sitting down at a table or whatever, I have no problem asking.
Like if they're just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Let's see. Another thing that bugs me is
Zero,
when
dude.
they have
That happens so much.
seating areas and there are people that are sitting for the whole con and take up. Oh god, dude, no, that happens all of the time. Like all of the
I
time.
have bad I have bad legs. My wife is exactly much better. And the only time we sat down is when we put food in our mouth because it's not comfortable.
To sit
Like
on the
that
floor.
Jedi outfit wasn't comfortable. I didn't want to eat walking around in a really nice outfit. And my wife made her dress herself too, so we didn't want to like damage her stuff.
And Absolute Zero, in regards to that, generally security can't unless they're being a fire hazard. So unless
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
not, then
if they want to spend their money and sit the entire time and not look at anything, unfortunately, that's their prerogative.
yeah, and security can't
They
tell them
paid
to
the entry
move.
fee.
Yeah. Like I said, the only time anyone can tell you to move is if are you being a fucking fire hazard? Are you in the way of a
or
door?
being or being a detriment to everybody else.
Right. Like
But
that one
so
dude who
that
likes to
actually,
tackle people.
yeah, that actually brought me up to a question I've been dying to ask Oda. What kind of con food did you guys eat?
I had potato wedges and chicken strips.
God,
Oh, you
you
didn't.
were at a con and you
Wait.
had the little kids meal.
Did they have the food truck like section there?
No, no, not at
Oh,
Colossal Con.
No,
Colossal Con's
no,
too
it's
way
very
too big.
limited food.
really?
Yeah, Colossal Con's way too big. It's almost like MegaCon. MegaCon had 4 different food areas in the different corners, and they were all the same.
Damn, that
Well, yeah,
sucks.
MegaCon also has like 60,000 people.
I guess
I would die.
yeah, I
Colossicon nearly killed my social anxiety.
I guess I'm a little bit spoiled in that regard because the cons that I went to, once again, were in California. So there was always food trucks, there was always food vendors, there was always restaurants around.
Well, this
Okana's
ballpark.
right. If
Sorry,
you
go
look
ahead.
at the chat, Okana was actually, we were at a place called Kalahari, is the name of the resort.
Mhm.
They provided the food.
Yeah, I know. I have been to that town plenty of times to go to the amusement parks there. I know all about that resort.
Yeah, you didn't know there was an anime convention there once a year, did you?
No, because the last time I went, I was in my teens. So, I have not been to my favorite theme park, aside from SeaWorld, which is starting to get more roller coasters and shit like that now. So it's getting better. But I haven't been to my favorite theme park since like 2009.
Hey, just so you know,
Mm-hmm.
for the people at the convention, after 10 o'clock, they opened up the water park.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw that on the website. I was fucking excited about that.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
MegaCon, if you pay for the ticket, they opened up they closed down Universal and opened it up for MegaCon goers
That's awesome.
this year.
That's really cool that they did that.
So like, I wonder if I could like con a couple of friends to come with me to one of these Colossicons.
I wonder if I could con a couple of friends to come down to MegaCon.
Dude, if you put me in a room with 60,000 people,
I don't think it was
just
actually
have a
60,000
stroke.
people. I don't think it was actually 60,000 people, but Saturday is the worst day, but the other ones really aren't that bad. And
Well, I was also going to say, you know where Kalahari is, right?
Yeah.
You know who that's close to, right?
You.
And somebody else you know.
Oh, I know.
That
person
a
was
good little
talking
vacation.
about.
Yeah,
Heck, actually
next
stay
year.
at Kalahari.
Yeah, next year.
That's what I'm talking about.
Still plan it. It'd still be fun. Just because it's not now doesn't mean you can't plan it.
Dude, I would reserve the rooms now as soon as they put a date for the next Colossicon.
I would, but I have to pay for a trip at the end of the month. I have to save for a big trip in October. And then then maybe I could think about getting one.
We'll think about it.
It's an eventually thing because I just think it'd be fun because maybe then I'll actually have my Jedi costume a little better done.
Speaking of which, do you still want me to get you patterns?
Actually, that would be pretty cool.
Okay, I'll talk to some of my Jedi friends.
Because what's funny is we actually found out that my wife and I talked. I would probably be better for cutting the fabric out, and then she could assemble it for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm good with measurements. I'm just suck using a sewing machine.
Let's see, they sell out of rooms almost as soon as they announce 20 minutes from con.
Yeah, MegaCon is not quite that bad because there's usually like 5 hotels on the con block.
Right.
So there's usually plenty to choose from, but also there's some off the con block that's really not that bad. It's the parking spots that you really have to jump on and get as soon as you can.
Oh,
and they
ready
charge
to see a jealous little chef? My wife's cousin lives 15 minutes from Kalahari.
Mother. I would, because I would be at that theme park
Constantly.
all the fucking time.
Her parents live that close. She actually moved out of state. She
Yeah.
may or may not be coming back, but that's part of the reason why we went with 24 hours notice. Is me and Laura haven't had a chance to hang out with her cousin in years.
Right.
So she's the one that we went with 8 years ago. She's like, I've matured since then. You're not going to have to escort me out with an angry look.
Let's see. Well, hopefully they don't do in the future what they did this year. They had it during Ohio Bike Week. Oof.
That's one thing. I would love to go to some of these bike weeks and stuff like that up north. Because I'm tired of roasting my ass at bike weeks and shit down here.
You want to go to
What?
somewhere where it's better weather?
Hey, Chef, I hate to break it to you,
Mhm.
but there are 6 months out of the year where if I think I visited you, you'd be taking me home. You'd be putting me in home in a freezer.
Oh
so
yeah, I
that
know.
don't die.
Yeah, I know. It's I have to psych myself up to go to like these cons and like SeaWorld and stuff like that because I can go to SeaWorld anytime I want and get in for free. The lovely part of having an annual pass. But do you have any idea how hot it is right now in fucking Orlando?
Fucking
Which is
horrible.
2 hours fucking south of me right now.
No.
It's hot and
Let me
humid.
put it this way: it's 87 degrees here without the heat index.
Over 100. Over 100.
Shit.
Luckily,
That's over 100 heat index.
yeah. Luckily, I will say, Orlando or SeaWorld is very good at having shade everywhere. So it's nowhere near as bad as like Disney or Universal, where it's like concrete.
Damn. Ah, shit. We're having some connection
Oh,
issues.
thank God Colossacon's indoors.
Why? Why are we having these ones?
I noticed.
Stop downloading all the porn.
Not downloading shit.
Stop uploading the porn.
Not uploading shit. There we go. All right, we're back.
You know
So,
what?
All right,
If
let's
you
see.
want to do
Absolute
something with
Zero
a cup
here
function, that's your own
says,
business.
Let's see. Absolute Zero here says during a Buffalo Fest. Oh shit, yours was during a Buffalo Festival and a monster truck rally and a Buffalo Festival. Jesus. Yeah, no, that's a little bit much.
That's a busy week.
well, shit. The next con that we're supposed to go to that we're probably not going to because nobody wants to go. It's called Enchantment Con, and the concept of it's really good. But last year they decided to go way too big, way too fast, and they chose the wrong fucking weekend to do it.
Oh shit.
So this year
Uh-oh.
it's a 1 day con in downtown Jacksonville,
Uh,
and none of us want to go and set up, do the con, break down, then go home. Do you have any idea how long of a day that makes for?
yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
I don't even think anybody had an area to set up the way you do at Colossacon. It wasn't big
probably
enough.
not. Probably not. And
Probably didn't even have
again,
the room to do
Florida
it.
is kind of Florida and California are like the meccas for cosplay. Specifically Orlando, Tampa, and LA. But uh last year it was a full 3 days. We set up on Thursday, which was nice. We broke down on Sunday after the con. But the problem was they did it Memorial Day fucking weekend.
Ooh.
My God!
They rented out the entire floor of one of the most expensive hotels in St. Augustine. And it was the entire goddamn floor. Bigger than the con that's been established that goes there every year, which is Ancient City Con. They rented out 2 extra rooms and took down the collapsible walls. And they did it on a holiday fucking weekend.
Yeah.
Ow.
Bad idea.
Sunday was the busiest day.
Let's see. What are they saying? Chat. So Okana said you cannot pay me to go to Disney, and Absolute Zero said there was no parking. Let's see. We had to park in Okana says we have to park in a field. I got to show off my country girl skills and change in said field.
And she didn't reveal a thing. She managed to stay completely clothed while changing her shirt.
Right on.
No, she put on a shirt, took off a dress.
Yeah. I mean,
Skills.
Shit, we do the same thing with armor. If they don't give us a dressing room, we go behind all the props and shit. And my buddy Keith has a one-piece fucking flight suit. So he strips down to his sweaty ass underwear and then puts on his clothes.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do,
it-
right?
I did have one question for Chef specifically.
I mean, all your
Is it
questions have been
normal for
Chef.
people in Star Wars cosplay groups to cosplay as what another group does?
What do you mean?
Well, the Mando that I showed you the picture of,
Yeah.
he's not in any Mando group. That's just something he did for fun.
Yeah.
He's in the 501st Stormtrooper Legion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, down here it's a little bit different. So down here, like at MegaCon, the guy who started the Mandalorian Merc, came to Orlando to troop with us. He brought other clan leaders from like Belgium and Germany with him too, and I think one guy was from Austria, to show how here in Florida all of the groups get together and work together, and people are intermingled in the groups. Like one of our members, Forrest, he has a screen accurate Boba Fett and a screen accurate Din Djarin. Both of them are. Oh, he has a third costume. I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Okay.
Both of them are both registered with the 501st because they're allowed to be. The 501st allows screen accurate Mandos, and that's it. The Mandalorian Mercs allows custom Mercs or custom Mandos and and screen accurate. So he's in both with both kits. But his third kit isn't even 501st, if I remember right. I believe it's Rebel Legion. He has a full-on Wookiee with the 6-inch rises, and this dude's tall anyway. 6-inch rises, fur everywhere, fucking everything. So he's in 3 groups out of the 4.
So as long as you
So
stay
like,
within,
yeah, it
like,
is pretty common, at least down here.
So as long as you stay within their actual, like, what they're supposed to be, you can join multiple groups. There's no restrictions.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is all volunteer shit. We don't get paid for this. So if you want to join multiple groups, you can. You just have to have costumes that fit those CRLs, which are costume requirement something, I forget what.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's as long as like we have a member who's trying to make a Mando costume right now, and he's got a Kylo Ren costume and a his own stormtrooper. So he's in both, and he's trying to make a Mando kit too, just because he wants to make more costumes.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I'm thinking about going down and joining you, Chef, and I'm sitting here like, I don't think I should dress up as a Jedi around a bunch of Mandos. That might not end well.
It wouldn't matter. I mean, again, we're all like, so we all realize, well, for the most part, most of us realize that this is just for fun, just for charity, and just for us to show off that, hey, we like Star Wars. So like, I won't be in my Mando kit. I'll be either in plain clothes with the Mando Mercs logo shit on, or I'll be in like my smuggler kit, and I'll run to the Jedi. And if my buddy Steven is there, I'll start stealing all of his lightsabers and running away. Like we just fuck around with each other all the time. Like it's one of those things.
Yeah, you have fun with
Yeah,
it.
that's probably the most expensive thing for the kit. That's actually the most expensive thing I want for my Jedi kit.
Oh yeah, the lightsabers are fucking stupid.
Yeah, especially considering the fact I want a pretty nice one.
Yeah, they can go up to $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
Not that nice. Not that nice. Oh,
No, when I purchase my lightsaber, I'm probably gonna go off of Master Allen's website, Level Up Lightsaber. Better than a stick.
Personally, I'll go with Fire Saber because I have Jedi friends who swear by it, and their stuff is fucking mint.
Well, mine is because, one, I want to support a friend who's a content creator. 2, I actually really like the fact that he also has a dojo that teaches people how to do, the different forms of lightsaber combat, as
Yeah.
well as he's just a really cool guy. And the products that he creates, one are not only like the ones that are movie meant to be media based are accurate, but he also has custom ones. He has fittings. He makes it affordable.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, aside from the affordable part, every lightsaber company is like that, where you can get custom ones, you can get the screen accurate ones.
Yeah.
It's just again being part of the club. I know which ones are good, which ones are bad, and everybody who's ever gotten one from Fire Saber is never had an issue with theirs.
Yeah.
Plus, their warranty system is fucking amazing.
That's true.
Yeah, I
They
would
are
say I
one that
probably
I
have to
did
go
look
with
up.
Alan's friend because I have a really interesting idea for a lightsaber that is going to be very hard to pull off unless it's a small time person who enjoys it because it's a weird idea I had.
Yeah.
Dude, if you
Also,
yeah.
Alan, we're not cutting you off. Your connection is lagging.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like on everything else,
Yeah.
I'm fine. Just the Discord's being a bitch.
Discord doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the little looks like a little blowtorch stick they have in Star Wars
Yeah.
The one that
that you can
like you see
easily
them using
rotate
on
that
like
piece over?
The multi tool.
Yeah. Imagine one of those that converts into a lightsaber.
kind of like what Ezra had, but
I mean,
not.
I was gonna say Ezra kind of had one, but his was a slingshot.
Actually, more Kanan Jarrus had.
Kanan Jarrus had a standard lightsaber.
Because his looked like two pieces on his belt and combined together. It was in two pieces.
So you just want a lightsaber that
It was
combines into
hidden.
a two bladed lightsaber. That's it.
No, his was two parts of one hilt for a single bladed lightsaber.
It was two lightsabers.
What
one
I
was
want
a
is
shorter
its
hilt, the other one was a longer hilt,
disguise.
and they just connected. That's what Kanan Jarrus had.
No,
Yep.
it was two parts.
Yeah, it's two lightsabers. One was a shorter hilt, one was a longer hilt, and they just connected. That's all that was.
I don't even remember Kanan's lightsaber that well.
I'm not going to argue, but anyway, because I remember it being two parts of one hilt. But anyway, my point is, I want a lightsaber that looks like something else, like it's disguised. Like somebody who's hiding during the Empire.
Right.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So basically I want to make a Sentinel. He's a mechanic, and it looks like he has mechanics tools, and one of them just happens to be a lightsaber.
Could
So
you
want
imagine
like a wrench
if
to
you
be a
did use the?
lightsaber?
No, he wants the multi tool that they use in the Millennium Falcon. Could you imagine if like the lightsaber came out the ass end of the fucking multi tool? So you could just be sitting there welding, and then you push the wrong button and oh, motherfucker!
You lost a toe.
Actually, I was gonna have the cutter actually be a really small lightsaber blade.
Oh, okay.
Like it looks like he's using a cutter, but he's actually using a really small lightsaber blade.
Kinda
And then he goes, "Don't worry, it gets bigger."
Giggity.
giggity. So it's like a half of Kylo's design almost,
Fuck Dark Tantrum.
right? Imagine blood.
I
Red
hate
style
Darth Tantrum, the
lightsabers.
worst Sith Lord ever.
So they had Tonfa style lightsabers. They're stupid. I'm sorry, but they were stupid.
Have you seen the ones that people have been coming out with that have the actual metal crossguard and shit like that, so it looks like an actual medieval lightsaber, and then you can put a lightsaber blade into it?
I mean, that's
My buddy Steven has one. He said the hilt itself cost him like $400,
Jesus.
but it's an all metal lightsaber, and it actually has the metal crossguard come out. And he paid the extra $200 on top of that because he got the 2-pack, which is a normal NeoPixel fucking lightsaber that goes into it, so that way he can wear it while he's in kit. But he also got the flat metal running down the middle with the lighted rim around the outside of the blade, so it looks like an actual metal sword that lights up like a lightsaber.
I
It's like
am
a
so
six,
jealous right now.
it's like a $600-700 fucking lightsaber, and he has it because he could. Is exactly his exact words. It was cool, and I could.
If I could, I would.
Steven's a physical therapist, so we all know he makes a shit ton because he's a physical therapist in Florida. And I'm pretty sure his fiance is a registered as an RN. So yeah. They're not hurting for money at all. Lucky bastards. But I don't know if you saw in my in the what's it called in the Discord chat, but I now officially have all my pieces of armor made.
Ooh.
I just have to paint, glue, drill, all that fun shit. Then I have to make my belt. I have to buy my boots. I have to get pouches, and I have to buy the helmet fan kit because after MegaCon and almost passing out on Saturday, I am not gonna fucking do that again until I have helmet fans.
Oh my god.
Also,
Look, I have a story when you're done.
Oh no, I just looked it up. We were both wrong. Kanan Jarrus does not have a dual-sided lightsaber. He only has one.
Well, I know he has one, but in the first episode, he has one part on one side of his belt, the other part on the other. He locks them together and then ignites it into one blade because he's hiding his lightsaber from the Empire.
I do remember that, where he grabs a piece from either side and clicks it together, and then the lightsaber comes out one end.
Yeah, that was just the power core he was putting back into it.
That's what I was going with.
He was. You mean?
Yeah, I think he's got this. Yeah,
Well, I was going for hidden. Like, it looks like something else, but it's actually a lightsaber. Because I just think that's a cool idea of basically being like a spy, an undercover agent. Why would I have a obvious lightsaber?
Okay.
I'm just a mechanic, Mr. Stormtrooper. I'm just a mechanic.
This is not the mechanic you were looking for.
You're looking for the Mandalorian in white armor that stole your shtick.
And has a giant sword.
I'm working on it. Dude, I am going to have to sand so much shit. I'm contemplating going back to Lowe's on Friday and buying 36 grit fucking sandpaper because the 80 grit isn't moving enough Sintra.
Okay, but remember what happened last time you tried to you oversanded something?
When did I oversand something?
Well, wasn't it your armor that you fucked up because of the paint job?
Well, that wasn't because of oversanding. That's because the gloss and the fucking paint decided I'm not going to dry after a week.
Oh, right. Yes, because of humidity.
Well,
yeah.
I have one stupid question for you, Chef.
Okay.
Have you thought about buying a dehumidifier for the room? Like, basically getting a dehumidifier in a closet and putting your stuff in there to dry?
If I could, it would be in this closet, and I would be high fucking playing video games.
Or a cat. Basically, it's just the idea of it's a dehumidifier, so it's actually basically it's electronic. It doesn't use chemicals.
Yeah, he's talking about
I know what a
fumes
dehumidifier
from
is.
the actual thing drying.
Yeah, it's like the paint fumes.
If we be in the same room, it's gonna be still in there.
No, I'm sorry. Working in calibration, I know that there's actually chemical tablets that can pull humidity out of the air, but I wouldn't want to be in the same room as those tablets.
No, basically what I'm gonna do, because my paint's all fucked up, I'm going to leave it the way it is and just weather it. I'm not gonna have a super clean kit because I was told if you get approved with a clean kit, you have to keep it clean. You can't let it weather it and be like, oh yeah, it just kept damaging as I was going. No, I have to repaint it after every fucking con. I'm not fucking doing that. So
it has to stay a weathered kit.
Yes. So I'm going to just have the fucked up paint as part of the weathering. And I've got a silver paint pen, and I'm just going to go over spots and make it look like nicks and scratches and stuff like that. And I've got to paint the Chicago screws and everything. This weekend, my buddy Keith and I cut trauma plates for my gauntlets and my shins.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it's the gauntlet, and then there's 3 plates on the gauntlet. So that way they're raised up off the gauntlet and they're trauma plates. And then the shins, same thing. There's, raised pieces that are just extra plating.
Okay.
Just to make it look better.
Give
and
you
not
a
as
little extra
plain.
badass.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get the sword done by Enchantment Con, but I really don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Well,
Because I'm painting the blade. I'm painting the blade black.
have you
I'm gonna
started
paint it
on
all
painting it
gray.
yet, or getting it in
No,
that
because
point?
I have to get it shaped first.
Mm.
I have to get it shaped. Right now, it's 3 pieces of square centric because Keith's got a bandsaw, so we evened out all the sides this weekend, and then I started sanding it down with a hand sander.
Now
And after 2 hours, I couldn't feel.
you just need to
After
get
2 hours,
that.
I couldn't feel my hand, so I was just like, no.
You got to go get that thicker grit. Got to get gritty.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. I think I'm gonna go get 36 grit just to move the fucking Sintra. Just like, fuck you, because 80 grit's not doing it.
Yeah. And hey, Scotty,
Yeah,
how
and
are
it feels
you?
good.
Welcome.
Yeah, he's going straight for broke. He's like, and I'm not doing the in between. Now I'm going straight to the good shit.
Yeah, I just got to be careful because one of the parts of the blade, 2 of the parts actually, just one really bad part. The insulation, spray insulation, expanded out through past the clamps and the zip ties, so there's gaps in it. So I'm gonna have to sand it down, and then the other thing that I have to get for it is I have to get some ABS resin,
Mm-hmm.
so I can paint the seams basically with UV reactive resin, so that way it hardens, and then I can sand that and paint it.
Okay, okay. Now, I do hate to say
But
it. We. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say that's another $15 and waiting on Amazon.
Mm. Now, I do hate to say it, though. We have been going for an hour, so I think this is a good place to take a small break because I got to go take a piss and get something to drink.
I'll give you a small break.
Mm. So we will be right back, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here as we're talking about cons.
Hey, your connection sync back up.
Yeah, finally. Took forever.
Yeah, finally.
All
It
right.
doesn't look like it's an old kung fu movie.
Yay! All righty then, everybody. We're on. Be right back. Well, hey there, everybody. Did you know that Asian Fascia Gamer has a Patreon?
That's right, everybody, and we're here to tell you about it together.
Subscribers have a chance to see content early, as well as request content on higher tiers.
That's right. You can ask Asian Fashion Gamer to read you a story, talk to you about lore or gameplay, or many other things.
But wait, there's more.
Subs that have been stayed around for 3 months or longer get special gifts. And if we reach our stretch goal of 10 subs or more, we will continue to add more to the Patreon, making it better for all of you.
So please consider, at the very least, checking out Asian Fascia Gamer's Patreon. Maybe subscribing and supporting him. And of course, we thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, Mr. Announcer and Random Skull are here to tell you about something amazing.
That's right. We have a merch store known as the AFG Brand Store, where you can purchase many different things.
Do you want a tin cup? Do you want a water bottle? Do you need a shirt? Do you need other things? Things that make you so that you support Asian Fascia Gamer? Well, check out the AFG Brand Store.
But wait, there's more.
That's right. We are going to be continuing to add to the merch store. On the monthly, we'll be adding in new designs as well as, of course, introducing discounts for all of you.
So check out the AFGBrandStore.com. Alrighty then, everybody. Welcome back to our Bunch of Goofs livecast podcast on Twitch as Chef just fucking walks away. Nice, as we come back. But we are live on Twitch, especially for those of you who are here on TikTok. If you do want to join in on the fun, the link is in my bio. Oh, it's like that. Well, I don't have a source that I can put up like that.
Oh, what's funny is this isn't actually resting on my head; it's resting on the chair. But because I have it back, it fits better.
Oh, like no, I wouldn't be able to do that with you,
Now
fucker.
she's bragging.
Really? Now you're just swinging around with your dick out.
Oh. Would you guys like to laugh about my wife's cousin?
Yes.
She's like, "Oh, you're doing a Jedi. I'll get a laser sword." And she brought out one of those elite blades. And I'm like, "No, that is not anywhere near the. What the frick? Do I have to go upstairs and get my katana?"
I mean, this is mine.
Yours is nicer than mine. Mine's a $50 Ball Warrior thing I got because I thought it looked cool. It's pure decoration, but it's. I was like, that's not good for home defense. I'm like, 5 pounds of steel to the face is 5 pounds of steel to the face. I don't care how sharp it is.
It's still gonna break your nose, right? And
Most
of like
that.
right here, wherever you hit them in the head, it will do damage. It doesn't matter if it's sharp. That's home defense.
Yeah, mine came from Okinawa, so.
Yeah. I actually saw one guy. He actually said the reason why he thought nunchucks were bad is because he could do more damage with an equal size stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's like, if a stick off the ground is a better weapon than your cut in half stick.
Well, that's the thing. Like the
I
best
don't know,
thing about it. Well, the thing a lot of people seem to not understand because they were sensationalized by the media because they looked weird is that nunchucks were never meant to be used in like straight up combat. And is that a U2's Godzilla? Or
It is Funko Pop,
it's
sir.
a Funko Pop Godzilla. Ah, it's removable. I love it.
It is. It was one of the ones that was inside my PC case, but since I put my PC down there, there's no reason to have it in the case anymore. So, sorry, not to completely distract you. I just know you like Godzilla.
But it was I want one. But yeah, no. So yeah, when it came down to it, nunchucks were never meant to be used offensively. They were only ever meant to be used defensively, and they were more of a focus tool rather than an actual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were just a training tool to help you focus, because if you lost focus, you bopped yourself in the head.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's what Alan just said, a focus tool.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons. But when it came to like actually using it in combat, it was mostly used as a defensive tool because of how easily you could sweep it across your body, giving you extra defense as you're going forward. But that's about it. The way that you see it used in like Jet Li movies, or not Jet Li and Bruce Lee movies and shit like that, that's movie kung fu.
Michelangelo,
yes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Dude, so to get back kind of on the concept of cons, unless you were trying to move off of them.
No.
Did you know that they're now starting to they're starting to restrict wooden weapons now?
Really? Are people beating the shit out of each other with wooden weapons too much now?
Do people beat the shit out of anybody in a giant fucking, con, like a collection of people?
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I see where this came from.
Yeah, it's like my buddy Keith is. I told him, I'm like, I want to get the sword that I'm making. I'm like, I want to get it approved by the Mercs. And he's like, you should have made it out of foam. I'm like, I can't. If I wanted to, I want to try to get it approved, and if I do, it can't be made out of foam. And he's like, yeah, but you're gonna have trouble getting into cons. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's a prop for a vendor.
So wait, what are the specifications for Mando props? Like, what do they have to be made out
of? Nothing in the Mandos can be made out of foam. It has to be made out of wood, Sintra, plastic, Kydex is okay. Actual like fiberglass is fine if you really want to fucking do that, but fuck that noise. Um,
Is there a
and
reason?
3D printing is fine. Huh?
Is there a reason why?
Yeah, because they're LFL groups, Lucasfilms recognized
Oh,
groups.
okay. Well, sorry. What?
So or Lucasfilms Limited recognized, whatever.
Mhm.
So when you get to be approved, that kit is can no longer be in cosplay contests either, because since it's an actual recognized group, that costume is considered a professional cosplay.
Okay.
So when you get approved, you also get put on the Galactic Registry, which if they are filming a Star Wars something in your area and they need extras, there is a chance that they can call you and have you come be an extra in the film, TV show, whatever. Which actually happened to one of our members in the latest season of The Mandalorian.
Is that the one with the
Nice.
with the trident?
No, not our members, not our members.
Okay.
Our members as in one of the 3,000 Mandalorian mercs around the world.
Gotcha. So, okay, well, is there
I,
like
I re-
a durability reason or something like that? Because you can make foam look good.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things of foam doesn't really stand up. Even if you warble it and all that fun stuff, the foam inside still breaks down.
Okay. All right.
yeah, I remember at the end of the first season, it was really big news at the time. Dave Filoni didn't, couldn't, wouldn't, didn't have enough stormtroopers
Mm-hmm.
costumes. So he called up the local 501st and
Yep.
said, "Hey, I need X number of stormtroopers in somewhat beat up gear."
Yep.
Nice.
And they showed up in droves.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. If you watch the latest season of the Mandalorian in the culvert with all the Mandos in the big group, he's one of the red ones with the tan flight suit. He's I don't if I remember right, I don't think he's the one with the clone trooper shoulder,
Hmm.
because that wasn't allowed until after that season aired, and they redid the every time they do a Star Wars show or movie, they give it a little bit and then they redo the CRLs to update to what was seen on screen. So
Okay.
all of our costumes have to fit in universe and what has been seen on screen. So you can't make the argument of, well, there's nothing saying that I couldn't have this. Well, we go by what's seen on screen or in the comic books or referenced in the books. Like technically, my armor, the Legacy, is out of one of the comic books.
The white armor?
Uh,
The actual style of it.
Okay, the way that it looks.
What were you trying to say, Oda?
the big shoulder cannon on that Mando I took a picture with.
Mm-hmm.
He was so happy that showed up on one of the episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yes, it has not been approved in the CRLs yet, though.
He
Oh.
wasn't. That wasn't his official kit. His official kit was a stormtrooper.
If he's
That was his
trying,
for fun kit.
I know. If
I
he's,
don't think he was going to. I think he was just having fun with it.
yeah,
He's like, I got to put a shoulder cannon, and it's really funny because either of you guys watch the TikToker villain support?
Yes.
no, yes.
I love him.
Slash
It
support,
literally
villain
was a
support.
week after they did the Predator stole Baby Yoda.
Yes, that was a fun one. That was a funny one.
I actually commented and said, well, how do you get the entire Mandalorian group to kill you? Because how do they view a youngling in danger?
Oh yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't end well for the Predators.
One person actually said, so why did the Yautja go extinct?
Well, the best part is like, the the Predators wouldn't be able to use all their fancy cloaking and all that shit because the Mandos have that shit built into their fucking helmets.
And I don't think that plasma cast, that their shoulder
Yeah.
cannon is going to do anything against Beskar. Neither are their blades. And Mandos are very good at shooting you in the places that hurt.
Well, not only that, but also too like so what most people don't realize about like stormtroopers and well, not so much the stormtroopers because the Empire cheaped out on stormtrooper
I'm guessing
armor,
you're specifically talking
but
about
like
the
the
clone
clone
troopers.
troopers and like the yeah, the clone troopers, the Mandalorians, you notice how they never aim down sights. It's always either hip fire or up here. It's because their weapons are connected to their helmets and they use a targeting system in the HUD.
Oh, stormtroopers had that. They just went with the lowest bidder, and it never worked. That's why they couldn't shoot for shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
because we've
But
already
they don't give a
we've
shit about
established on a
your.
previous episode. Yeah, we established on a previous episode of BOG the stormtroopers they weren't meant to be durable. They went with armor that was all uniform for intimidation.
did you see the second season of the Mando and what that stick Boba Fett had did?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, your armor sucks when it loses to stick.
Well, first off, a gaffy stick is widely different than just a normal stick.
Yeah, a gaffy stick
It's
is
still a
a.
bludgeoning weapon versus sci-fi armor. It's a stick with a ball at the end. It's a
and a,
mace. Okay,
and a
it was a
spike
mace.
and a spike.
Mhm.
It's a spiked mace. Okay, it's still a medieval weapon against the guy with a blaster bolt, and it shattered his armor like it was. Oh wait, it was made of plastic.
Well, the funny thing about it too is armor in Star Wars is made to resist against blasters.
Not bludgeoning.
In some cases, in some case lightsabers. So if you are trying to disperse an energy based weapon, the physical damage will go through that.
That's actually why certain bounty hunters like slug throwers.
Yep. The only problem is there's not very many references to slug throwers because one of the guys wants to make one, and he was looking for references. Like there's some, but there's not a lot.
I
I
got
mean,
two for them. Mando's, you don't look like it had a tuning fork at the end of it rifle.
Yeah, the ambient rifle.
Yeah, that was a slug thrower basically. It did have a single shot.
Yeah.
Two, all of the weapons used by the Tungskin Raiders.
Yes, but it is as a Mando, it is hard to get approved with a Tuxton Raider uh, weapon set.
Also,
I
do you remember
mean,
the sniper rifle used by the shapeshifter in episode 2?
Episode, you're talking Attack of the Clones, right?
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones is the one Star Wars movie that I cannot fucking remember. No matter how many times I watch it, it is so like I was just
you were so uninterested in it.
on.
Basically, she had a sniper rifle that was actually a slug thrower.
Yeah.
As far as I might be misremembering, but I remember somebody saying that was a slug thrower, and that's how she was able to shoot so far away.
Yeah, and I mean that's the other thing. In this, again, Star Wars era, everything's energy based, so the armor's not used to physical penetration.
Giggity. But
Yeah, and I don't care who you are. 50 cows. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, there is also the official equipment book that Star Wars just recently released in 2023 that has a few slug throwers that were used by Mandos in there. So, I mean, that could be a
Yeah,
reference you could use.
I need to get
Granted,
it. I just haven't gotten around to getting it yet.
I mean, granted, when you do look at them, in
I
all
truthfully
honesty,
can't even remember what it's actually called.
it's on Amazon. I can look it up. The only thing that really sucks about the way that they look is aesthetically they kind of look really plain. So, me.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Zero, absolute zero. No, there isn't a better.
Gotta be better to use. You gotta use another word than penetrate. I mean, we could also use fuck, because originally the word fuck.
violation,
Well, no.
physical violation.
Originally, fuck was taken from the word for penetrate.
I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But no, when you're talking weapons, penetration is actually the word that's used.
Mm-hmm. Okay, does
Actually,
it make it any less giggity? No, it doesn't. But it's still there. It's still the right terminology.
Again, we started this episode with taint on taint contact, so
It's just true. We did. We did. It was. It
you
was.
know
It
what?
was gonna go there
Now we
anyways.
decided to just switch over to some penetration. Hey, we might
uh
even go for some double penetration.
so Oda, at Colossalicon, what was the best costume that you saw?
Honestly, Boxo.
Really?
I
Okay.
mean, I can see it because
I
it's
honestly
not a
thought
very
it was a prop made by the runners of it, and he did such a good job with it. And it literally looks exactly like it does in the anime.
Oh, you know what? That's a good cosplay. That's a good cosplay.
It was
So
also lit up.
what have you? Did you get to see any? Did anyone? I mean, I know there wasn't a lot of room there. But did anybody bring a like one of those giant cosplays?
Uh, yeah, somebody was a giant Furby.
That's just creepy. I'm sorry, but
Also,
no.
there was one other picture. I didn't take a picture of that one, but there was also the other picture. Did you notice the chest?
The chest?
Somebody was walking around as a mimic.
Ooh. That's
Oh, yeah, I
cool.
see it.
Let's see, Absolute Zero said we had
That's
a
funny.
Space Marine. Ooh.
I was
See,
like, oh, mimic!
I really like the Warhammer
Yeah, like I
40K
saw that and I'm
cosplayers.
like,
Go on.
I think there was actually a couple of one or two of those actually. Oh, there was one guy dressed up as a helldiver.
Yeah, those are going to be super popular in this next upcoming con season.
Yeah, there was one person dressed up as a vault dweller.
Yeah,
That's
those are
going to be
probably
super
gonna be
popular again too.
Um,
Any ghouls?
there was a lot of Genshin Impact.
Of course, there was.
Hmm?
Any ghouls?
No,
No? Aw. I'm a little disappointed.
not a lot of people actually went that heavy with the makeup.
Eh. I'm gonna guess probably another one
I
that's
mean,
gonna be really popular is gonna be characters from Wuthering Waves.
Uh, probably. I mean, shit. I was talking to Scotty the other night, and I was like, I really want to do a gender bent of one of the main characters
Mm.
because it's a redheaded chick who is a pistol toting, speed demon. So I was like, I want to do a dude version of it.
Kind of fits in your
um,
thing.
also another theme. There's at least 3 Namis from One Piece.
Yep, that probably won't die down because the new season comes out next year. So by the time it starts dying down, it'll
come
start right back up because the next season came out.
I'm not gonna lie, most of the women dressed up as Nami. If I had abs like that, I'd be walking around in a bikini too.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, how many of them did
It's
you
like,
see do the kimono nami though?
That's actually not that popular for cosplay.
Really?
Most people just want to wear the bikini top.
But
yep,
she
just the
looks.
bikinis I saw.
It was such a beautiful kimono. It actually was
Yeah,
really
but
well done by
again,
Oda. I don't know.
you got to remember most people are buying their shit off of like Amazon and Temu before like a week before con.
True.
Let me see what other funny ones. There were some that I'm like. There was the pirates who literally looked like they were a pirate wench who put on a hat.
Yeah. Oh, that reminded me of something. So there's a dude who and there's a dude here. He does the con circuit down here because I'm pretty sure he lives in St. Augustine, where they do actual pirate reenactments with. So pirates are such a big thing down here too that they have their own cosplay group, kind of like we have the 501st and the Mandalorian mercs and all that shit.
We have
They're
that over
based out
here.
of St. August. Yeah, they're based out of St. Augustine, the oldest city in the United States. And fucking they had I think it actually got damaged in the last hurricane and almost sunk, but a full-blown period correct pirate ship that they would volunteer on to go put shows on, firing cannons and all this shit. But this dude is on TikTok. It's an older dude, whitish gray beard, red coat, the tricorder hat, all the rings and everything. He's the one that's always making TikToks teaching people how to play the pirate games with like the dice and the cup and all that shit. He's at almost every con that I go to.
Nice.
Dude's actually he's really cool. He can be a little arrogant when he's not at his booth, but
I'm guessing when it comes to like talking about what he knows.
yeah, so he sells like pirate merch and shit like that too, probably for the pirate guild that's down here. And like if you just look at his stuff, like when you're at his booth, he'll give you the time of day and talk to you and stuff like that. He'll try to get you to buy shit, but as soon as you like walk away and like if you see him while he's walking to the bathroom or some shit, it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not he'll give you the time of day.
I see.
Cause yar he be a big TikToker now.
See, Absolute Zero says we also had a human version of Optimus, Hound, and Hot Rod, although they might have been Rodimus Prime. How do you do a human? You know what? I'll probably have to look that one up on Google.
I'm assuming you just like you're wearing armor that looks like their stuff and paint your face.
I mean, that'd be a cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to make a set of dwarven armor from Lord of the Rings.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be getting some green fabric for an obvious reason.
Uh-huh.
No, you know what you should do? Instead of doing Link with the Master Sword, you need to do one of the shopkeepers from one of the games and have it just mounted on like a wood plaque with like 500 rupees. And just carry it around.
Oh, no, I got a better idea. I'm gonna dress up like an old man in a brown coat with a sign that says it's dangerous to go alone.
Take this.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Just
And then get really small little like keychain master swords and just hand them out.
You can make them out of shrinky dinks.
no, you need. Yeah, those are still a thing. But you could also just get a bunch of like pillow fluff and put it around you with some wings, and just run around the con going, "Hey, listen!
No.
Hey, listen!"
No. Just no.
Oh my god.
Instead of a sword, it's a shotgun. Oh god. Imagine that. He's like, "Here, Link, take this. It's dangerous to go alone." Is that a Glock?
I mean, shit. I've got pieces put together for a tactical Mario, like with tack gear and a sawn-off shotgun and all that fun shit. I've got the plans together to make a Wild West Sheriff Mario as well, as well as my Chef Mario.
You should do the original Mario from the original live action movie.
Hey,
What
there
you
was
mean?
actually a him and her toadstool.
That's not surprising.
Toad.
But Alan, are you talking about an Eddie Valiant with which by the way, I would love to do an Eddie Valiant with plumber gear.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the one I'm talking about.
I've seen people do the his and hers toads though. Were they both the same colors or did they do different colored
Different
toads?
colors. They were actually bragging about the stuff they put into their hats because they said last year we used garbage bags and oh my god it got so heavy, so they used some kind of foam this time, and they said it was so much better. Polyfill.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for something like that.
Yeah, polyfill is honestly one if you make anything fluffy, if you make mascot suits, fur suits, anything like that, polyfill is your best fucking friend.
It can be
Yeah,
slightly expensive though.
It is. That's why you
Excuse
gotta
me.
buy it on the
I,
sales.
I loved how I just loved how some people literally just showed up in a black suit,
Yeah.
and it's like insert 20 different animes here now.
Yep.
There's a really fun fad going around too, where kids will show up in a full suit and then a matching either stormtrooper or Mando helmet.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I'm a
mean,
corporate trooper.
oh. So at Ancient CityCon last year, there's this dude who put on a black coverall. He put on and it had the safety reflective shit on the wrist, the basically all the joints.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put on a high vis jacket and made a name tag that said it was either Empire OSHA or OSHA Empire. And he had a clipboard and he was walking around doing OSHA
Oh,
inspections
I,
for all anybody dressed as Star Wars.
I saw that on TikTok. That was fucking awesome. And oh, Absolute Zero
Well,
said we had
there's the
someone dressed as Rimaru's human form. Did they have the blue hair and everything, or was it just the coat?
He's had so many outfits, it's not even funny.
am I the bad nerd and don't know who that is?
Reincarnated as a slime anime.
Haven't watched it.
Recommend it. It's actually a lot of fun to watch. Still prefer Overlord in my opinion.
Extremely.
I still can't get behind Overlord.
I
Oh,
I
speaking of Overlord,
Mm.
there's a dude who is a professional cosplayer at these cons, and he has made out of foam fucking main character. Blanking on name.
Heinz.
Oh yeah, Lord Heinz Ketchup. Um, uh, he's got the full on thing that he wears, and it's on like a pair of shoulder pads. So when he puts it on, it's the full height of him, but he can see out through the rib cage because he's got the black mesh and shit like that.
Mhm.
And then he's got the full on robe that goes all the way to the floor. And then he's got the puppet arm stick things for the skeleton fingers.
One, when you said Heinz ketchup, I kid you not, I just had that angry look on Albedo's face.
Let's
You mean
see.
Alfredo?
Oh god damn it. Let's see. It's like Overlord.
Yes, I
but
am not
the
letting that
MC
go.
isn't a villain and leans more towards the good side. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call Ainz a villain.
Heinz.
Bull. Bull. He mass murdered a country.
I still
It's a
wouldn't
good
call him
thing
a
I'm not
villain.
like on episode 3 of it or something.
In the world
Um,
that
actually
he's
believe it
in,
was.
I wouldn't call him a villain.
That's the thing. I don't think villain or hero. You're right. Actually, I do agree with you. He's a bad guy, but he's not a villain
I don't think he's a bad
because
guy either.
he's a bad guy because he has no qualms about mass murder.
That doesn't make him a bad guy in my
He
opinion.
killed 75,000 people.
Still doesn't make him a bad guy in my opinion.
How many people do you have to kill to be a bad guy, in your opinion?
It's why
Well,
you
it's a
killed
video
them.
game.
And it's why you killed them.
He did it because he wanted to see how the spell would work.
He did it more and more than
His
just
own
that.
words.
It's actually more than just that. That's what he said, but it's more than just that if you actually read into his actions and how the anime goes
And
Ainz's
I'm just talking about. He's like, I'm about to do this only because I want to see how this spell works
Right? That's what
and
he
how
said.
it. I wasn't finishing. You didn't let me finish the quote. You didn't let me finish the quote.
Well, I
But
know
oh
the
well.
quote, and I'm telling you, I know what he said, but that's not why he did it. He spoke to them because he wanted to put off a persona to them, but he had other alternative motives to doing what he did. Which
Children, this is not about cons.
Somebody put Ainz. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying Ainz is like a villain, but he's not a nice person. That's all I'm saying.
And This still isn't about cons.
I went to an anime con and it's about an anime.
Did you see anybody dressed as Lord Hines? Speaking of which, I want to do a Hines cosplay, but instead of the rib cage, it's a ketchup bottle that says Hines.
Yeah, you told me about that. We just need to see you actually start making
Like
it.
everything else is normal except for you open up the cloak and there's a ketchup bottle.
Wait, I thought you were gonna make the head part the ketchup
I'm
part too.
Yeah, I figured it'd be funnier if if it was everything was the norm. Well, actually, no. I could do the entire ketchup bottle going up between the shoulder pads and shit,
It's everything,
and then have the shoulder pads in the cloak.
everything skeleton
It'd just be the
with
entire.
ketchup bottle. Even his arms and hands, the fingers are just made of small ketchup bottles.
Did he freeze for you?
Alan's connection is having an aneurysm.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, like you froze and then fast forwarded through time.
Yeah, it's doing that thing again. I think it's resetting for a second. Ketchup bottle hat.
By the way, if you do that, you need to have somebody dress up like an Italian themed Albedo.
And Alfredo?
No. Well, yes.
That way she look like Alfredo. Looks like Alfredo literally looks like a pasta dish.
Yeah,
like
no, I've been calling her Alfredo since the event in Epic 7. Or no, it wasn't Epic 7, it was
No, it was Epic 7.
shit, what was the game? It was Epic 7?
It
Okay,
was.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's Lord Hines and Alfredo. I keep telling somebody that she needs to cosplay as Lady D.
Which Lady D? Which anime is that from?
It's from Resident Evil: The Village. It's the big vampire lady with the big wide brim hat and the white dress.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Madame Demetresque.
Either
That
that
would
or
be epic.
yes, thank you. I can never remember how to pronounce her actual name, so I just call her Lady D.
Yeah, yeah. That there's an intimidating lady.
Let's see. Absolute says, I want to cosplay.
I also say an Alfredo, but she says no.
Zijin from Slime.
Hold on a second. My wheel just popped out of my chair.
Now it's going to fall.
Yikes. Sorry for those for you.
But, I mean...
Oh, my.
An Albedo cosplay. I mean, if you convince her to do it, it'd be a fun couples cosplay. Because there's a few of those out there that y'all could do.
Agreed. I mean, I think she'd make a good Twi'lek too.
A good. You just like head tails.
Yeah.
Twi'lek.
You got a thing for head tails, don't you?
No, he just wants to get her that outfit.
You mean the outfit that's literally like a brown version of Lilu's outfit from Fifth Element?
First off, there are tons of different Twi'leks out there. I mean, Hera's a Twi'lek. She wears a flight suit.
True.
But you're going to be playing a Mando, so who fits with a Mando?
Any Twi'lek.
Many.
That's the wonderful thing about Star Wars cosplay is you can be any profession that you want. You don't have to be.
She could be a Twilight chef cooking Alfredo.
There you go.
Space Alfredo.
Yeah, you could be bringing her the space hot ketchup.
Ew. Ketchup and Alfredo.
I didn't say for the same dish.
I know.
So,
I know you didn't. I just thought about it, and it's a disturbing thought when you think about putting ketchup and Alfredo.
I'd have meatloaf with Alfredo on the side and put the ketchup on the meatloaf.
Zero. If somebody dressed up as a Darth Talon, we might not make it to the con. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I have another cooking fail for you guys.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So my dad made spaghetti yesterday.
What kind of
First off,
spaghetti
he
is
was
this
ti-
going to be?
he was he was tired of spaghetti noodles, so we did shells. And he had the pasta sauce cooking in the crock pot all day. So it never reduced down. So it is separated with water and tomato juice.
Um,
I am uncomfortable.
that sounds
And
like
th-
the reason why I won't eat at the bar down the road from me anymore.
Can
and
eat.
he overcooked the shells. They were mush. And then took them all and threw them all into the crock pot when we got done eating. So that way they could just soak in the sauce.
So you had
Okay,
mashed pasta mush.
Yeah.
You had old people food.
I'm.
And Scotty, Darth Talon is not an abomination. I will send you a picture later.
Actually, they might. At least Laura thinks that she's talking about the food I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think he's talking
So
about.
But
I
I
will
think she came
say,
in with the combination of
um,
Alfredo and ketchup conversation.
I was actually just thinking about that pasta, and I'm sitting there like, okay, I know we like putting things in baby jars for old people, but that sounds like a really, really, really screwed up version of. Oh, what the heck is that? That's something that B. Dylan Hollis made one time. Where it was like this creamy pasta stuff that he made, and it was like, oh my god, it was horrible. He made it with wheat germ.
Gross. Gross.
yeah,
Yeah, he thought it was gross. It was a depression meal.
Yeah. There's nothing good. Nothing good food wise came from the depression. I'm sorry.
Um,
no. One of my favorite meals that my grandparents made, and it's still my favorite meal to the day, and I'm the only person in the family that can make it close to what they did, came from the Depression.
What's that?
It's a family recipe called Little Meat and Potatoes, and it's just um, potatoes, red is what we use now, cut up, boiled, but and then you dump most of the water when they're about halfway done, but you keep some of the water in it. You um, brown ground beef with it, with diced onions. I use red because I'm bougie and I don't like white onions. Um, and a couple other seasonings, uh, garlic powder, and Mrs. Dash is a big one because my grandparents fucking loved it. Now I do.
Mm.
And then after you drain the meat, you pour the potatoes and potato water in with the meat and let it reduce down and simmer down. And then you top it with Parmesan cheese because I'm fat and I like cheese.
okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna comment to what Absolute Zero said about okay. If it sounds like if we survive an apocalypse and we're together, Otis and I love to cook. If we survive an apocalypse and we have Alan, Chef, and my wife, why am I anywhere near the cooking pot?
I think we got the cooking part covered. I think we'll
Because
have
we're all dead.
I'll go build you a cooking stove, okay? I could probably actually make you one.
and some shelter.
That was
No,
actually the
just the
shelter.
stove.
Just the
Just the
stuff.
stove, and
No,
we're
no.
camping under the stars.
Fuck the rain. Fuck the
Well,
everything
I
else.
kind
You can
of get
cook in
still
this
standing.
comfort, but
Well, usually in an apocalypse, there's still standing buildings.
I mean,
Not in well, I was gonna say not in Fallout, but only in certain areas.
That if I have to build you all a house, I can build you all a house. As long as you keep me fed, I'll keep going.
cool. Yeah, as long as you don't ask where the meat came from, cool.
You know what? As long as I don't have to worry about becoming a Wendigo, I'm happy.
Oh, you can't say that. That's an appropriated word. You're gonna make him mad. You can't say it.
Wendigo, 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 Wendigo. When I play Fall 76, I'm going to fight the Wendigo, Wendigo, Wendigo. Going to fight the Wendigo. God, that cheesed me off when he did that.
You
It's
too?
like, one, dude, I'm talking about a show. Don't
Yeah,
take
we
it
were
like I'm personally assaulting you.
talking about Supernatural, weren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned that episode.
Yeah.
It was like the first or second episode.
But
Eh,
let's
as
not
long
let
as
the
as long as we
shadow
have a
of
flare gun, we'll be fine.
let's not let the shadow of that person continue around here. I've removed that.
Oh no, we're just having fun. But no, I'm just saying.
Uh,
As long as it's not people meat, I'm not asking questions.
Well, it'd be more like I don't know.
It's
I
okay.
don't know what that thing used to be, but it's meat.
It may not be a Brahmin, but it might be what's left over of a Deathclaw.
It might be a gecko,
Hey, you know
but it's
what?
edible.
You know what? I'd also be the one. Like I'd be the one sitting in the base camp, making the base, building the oven, and building the guns. Like here, try this out. It's an exploding arrow crossbow.
Ooh, don't don't give me that because then I'm gonna have too much fun.
By the way, I based it on Turok.
I mean, unfortunately, explosive arrows and crossbows are used across many media.
Including
The drill one that goes into your head that explodes.
ooh.
Good luck finding the stuff to make that in the apocalypse.
You would be surprised what I could come up with given enough parts.
Let's
But
see.
where are you going to get the power for the soldering?
Gecko on a stick.
Dude, all you really need to use is some type of ignition source. The same ignition source that starts the fuse can also use some smaller fireworks to spin it.
Wouldn't that make it too heavy though?
Yes.
Let's
Well,
That's you're using a heavy crossbow and not a bow.
Let's see. My clumsy ass would
it
drop
depends
and
upon the
kill us
range
all.
too.
I can just imagine that. You get the crossbow, you're all ready, and you're about to fire, but the bolt just falls. Fuck.
Well, thankfully, it's going to be a direction charge, so it's actually not going to hurt you. It's all going to fire forward.
Oh, that reminded me of something because I was thinking of crossbows and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a couple guys get kicked or refused entry into MegaCon because they brought functioning airsoft rifles as their weapons for their tactical gear.
Oh my god.
You're not allowed to bring functioning weapons to cons anymore.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have any ammo, like Nerf guns and stuff like that, they have to be non-functioning now.
Yeah.
Nerf is not a weapon.
Yeah, but
Doesn't matter.
if it can launch something, it can't launch something, pretty much.
Does taking the batteries out count?
Huh?
Does taking the batteries out count?
No. That has to be non-functioning.
Yeah, no batteries, no functioning.
No,
Doesn't matter.
It can't. I guess it can't have moving and launching capabilities at all. Those have to be completely disabled.
Correct.
I would so just go buy a cheap toy then.
Exactly.
Because the Nerf guns and airsoft guns are way too expensive.
Just go.
Well, I mean, yeah, most of our guns are like my buddy Keith took 2 water pistols and fucking turned them into his pistols for his, his dual dual gunslinger kit.
I actually saw it was a 25. I didn't get them but it was they look kind of like Lawbringers from Judge Dredd pistols, and they were just foam, a little bit harder foam, and they just cut it to shape and then painted it.
Yeah, not allowed by the MCC, but or MMCC, but still a lot of people use those.
I mean, could you get like, say, like a billet of PVC and then mill that into something that looked like a? Would that be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be. It just can't be foam.
Let's see. They had the rule for Archon 2, but ironically, they were selling some Nerf guns in the booth. I'm gonna guess that once you purchase them, you're not allowed to take them out of the package or some shit. I don't know.
Most of the time.
Oh yeah. By the way, the guy who had a metal sword in the con bought it at the con.
Yeah.
And he had it on his back. And I think because he didn't draw it, nobody noticed or cared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually the thing. You have to either get it zip tied and leave it in the sheath, or leave it in a box.
And as long as you don't like
Well, I
put,
guess we didn't have zip ties.
I mean, as long as you don't bring attention to yourself, security's not going to be on your ass about it. Unless, of course, you got that one dude who's
Yeah.
like, I'm a cop, but I'm a security guard.
Um, Actually, most of the security had sheriff on their shoulder.
Oh, they were actually
Yeah.
cops.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the bigger cons in areas will do that. Instead of hiring an entire security company, they'll uh, go to the local police station or the local sheriffs and stuff like that.
I guess that's
Just so you
cheaper.
know, in Ohio, sheriffs are county based
Yeah.
instead of like small town based. But
Mhm.
I'm just clarifying. But like all of the big events that we have in Ohio, the sheriffs are usually the ones that come and keep an eye. I mean, we also had Kalahari security,
Mhm.
which are just plainclothes guys, and I think they were just there to call the cops.
They are.
Yeah,
They're
generally.
there to they're there for the resort's interests, not for safety.
I guess that's a good thing though, because with the sheriff there, there's a lot less instance of something going down. Bigger deterrent.
Yeah.
Eh,
By the way,
mm,
nobody asked the sheriff to tag her or do anything with what he was carrying.
I don't think they would. I don't think they could.
No, I'm just saying, like in some events, they don't let the guards be armed.
Oh.
It's like minimum non-lethal. No, the sheriffs were fully armed,
yeah, at the bigger cons they usually are.
Yeah.
and also I'm pretty sure the other con goers would kick your ass if you started something because they think this is our fun. Sit down, shut up.
It depends on the con.
Depends.
It's really
I'll
really
tell you about the one I went to.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, cuz like I will say the ones that I went to like Anime Expo, you had the people who gave a shit and tried to stop all the shit that would try to go on, but more often than not everybody else was just with the pedestrian syndrome.
No, I was actually impressed that you had so many women walking around in so many outfits like they were, and you didn't even have the people turning around and staring. Everybody was just like, "It's Tuesday and get walking."
Yeah, I mean, most con goers are used to that because that's the environment that they're going to go see.
Well, it's also, as with every single population, you have extremes one way or the other.
True.
Most people don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I also wouldn't be surprised if, because I was later in the day, all of the people who were doing that were probably already asked to leave.
Well, not only that too, but the rowdier people are usually at the beginning, and then if they get kicked out, they are done. But they tend to calm down a little bit towards the end, unless they start drinking.
One, yeah, there was a small amount of alcohol. Two, I also think Kalahari, because it was in Kalahari, they have a really nice surveillance system.
Yeah, I mean, so does the Orange County Convention Center, but
But also it's a different population of people.
Oh yeah, I like. There's a reason why I moved to this state and I stay here, because the people are so. Versus New Jersey, this is my only frame of reference I have, but versus New Jersey, people are so much fucking nicer over here.
Oh, god damn it, my connection. All right. With my connection being complete crap right now, I think this is a good place to end today's episode of The Bunch of Goofs. I appreciate all of you for
I'll
being
end
here.
your episode.
I'll end your face.
Thank you, Alan, for talking about my random life event.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's awesome the fact that you got to go to that con. One, I've never had a chance to go to Greater Con. Fuck.
Colossicon.
Colossicon. I'm terrible at this. Yeah. But
Colossal C-O-M.
yeah. But of course, for those of you that are in our Discord, do check out the images to see the fun shit that he got to see. I'm gonna go check out that fucking vending machine cosplay because I want to see what that's like. Either way, thank you all so much for being here for today's episode of A Bunch of Goofs, and thank you so much for that, Zero. And of course, we will see everybody again on tomorrow for our Toss Up Tuesdays, where we're gonna choose a game based off of the dice. And I may or may not add some more games to the docket, but I do also want to make a poll so that everybody can vote on the games to add to the dockets. So either way,
Subnautica, or Subnautica.
oh my god, listen, Subnautica's already on there. We don't need 5 more Subnautica. Everybody, that's the end of today's episode of Bunch of Goofs. I hope you enjoyed, and of course, let's say thank you to our cast. Asian Fasha Gamer, Audacia, and Hey, I'm Chef. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.